Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Coach Crawf with Friends. And today we've got our friend Minnie here. Minnie, hey, stop licking the toes, yeah? Hey, come here. Guys, it is good to be here today. I feel so blessed. I feel so grateful to be able to sit down and share some pockets of wisdom. Today we're talking about a really beautiful topic of how to close the gap between your current reality and your dream self, and how to step into that dream reality today. Isn't that right, Minnie? So the reason why I feel this is important is because when you're at the bottom of the mountain, yes, hello, yes, high five, yes, 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 yes. When you're at the bottom of the mountain, when you're feeling so lost, uncertain, and really clouded on how to get from, I guess, that feeling of heaviness and uncertainty, and how to get to that place that you know deep down is waiting for you. It's your destiny. You know, this place of living out your dreams, this place of operating your business from a place of spaciousness, of freedom, of impact, of leadership. There is a gap there, and the reason that I'm really passionate about speaking into this and about sharing a path that I'm walking is because I've walked it, and is because I'm really passionate about guiding people through those landmines that are inadvertently there. These challenges that are there for a reason. And deeply, there was a fork in the road for me that I had a choice to either give up on my soul's purpose, to give up on a destiny that was honestly calling me in for a long time. And there was a choice that I needed to make to truly step in, to own that, and to begin to truly embody the leader, embody the man, the partner, the coach that had been there all along. And I know that there's many people who aren't patient enough on their journey and do end up throwing in the towel. And I'm here to let you know that it's possible. I'm here to show you how it's possible. I'm here to call you into your best. So I'm excited to be sitting down here on a Monday afternoon with water in hand. It's been a beautiful morning of serving clients. Moved the body this morning, got down for a bit of breath, got down to the beach. It is November 2025, and my friends, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. So if you're someone who has been feeling just that, actually, I want to start here. Let me take a step back. There is the very real possibility that right now, the only gap that there may be is that you're looking for a story to buy into. You're looking for something more to be healed. You're looking for a deeper spiritual path. You're in a spiral of not welcoming the success that's literally laying at the end of your nose, that's literally all around you. So maybe, just maybe, You need to pay more attention to what is already there for you. Reason I say this is that I've seen people with millions of dollars in the account not feel abundant because they aren't able to be present with what they have, and they aren't able to truly welcome the success that is externally around them because of their internal disrest, their internal constriction, their internal unhappiness and unease in the body and in the mind. So before we dive into a roadmap from how to close the gap on your dream life, are you not already living it? Look around you. Close the eyes. Feel into your life. Are you not already experiencing it right now? And is the gap literally in your decision to choose to go and fucking live your life? To go and experience it? There's a very real possibility that you may just want to continue going down a personal healing journey. And this isn't for everyone, but this is for the people who've been doing the work on themselves for years. This is for the people who haven't truly stepped into the success and truly claimed the life that has been waiting for them for some time. If that's you, stop this podcast right now and go and fucking live your life. However, what I'm speaking into in this particular podcast is for those people who do truly feel lost, who know that there's a deep calling to step into the leader that's been waiting their entire life, to step into this dream life. And right now that gap just seems so far away. You know, there's this heaviness, there's this lack of clarity. There was a vision there, but that vision for a future, that vision for impact, that vision for a business is just like a small ember. And yeah, I'm speaking to the people who are truly on the brink of giving up. Now, how's this going? Now, the reason that I speak into this so effortlessly is because I've walked this path, and deeply I knew there was a future where I was free in time, or where I was financially abundant, where I was creating the type of impact that I'd been wanting to create for a while. And it was at the start of this year where I looked at myself in the mirror, and there was a big year of responsibility to step into, to claiming the business that I'd been working on or doing the work on for a while, and hadn't truly just been expressing it and sharing it and living it. I looked at myself in the mirror and I wasn't the man who I said I was. I wasn't the partner who I said I was. There was a gap. And it was at that point that I needed to ask some better questions of myself. And so the question was, what do you love enough to change for? What do you love enough to change for? And there were two answers that came through really strongly for me. But ask yourself that question. What do you love enough to change for? Who do you love enough to change for? For me, there was a change that needed to be made because of the amount of pain that my current reality was creating in my life. And, you've heard this before, and potentially the pain that you're experiencing right now isn't enough for you to actually create change. Then once you've come to an answer there, without limitation, without the false self-stories coming up, without the self-doubt, without the external environment, 12 months from now, what does your dream reality look like and feel like? Who are you sharing your time with? How are you waking up in the morning? What type of impact are you creating in the world? What is the energy that you're showing up with in your day? How are you making your brekkie? How do you step out onto the balcony and take in the view? How are you operating in your life? This is without limitation. And so another question arises. What are the limitations that are currently keeping you in a state of fear, a state of lack, a state of the gap being so big that you can't feel, you can't touch, you can't sense this future dream reality? You can't feel it. You're not in it. What are the limitations? I've found that with my clients, a big limitation is around a lack of money. A big limitation is actually just a stress that they're constantly on a chase for more. And I have clients who have $1 million in their account, and they've openly expressed with me that they don't feel abundant. A quick side quest, a quick side note, something so fucking interesting, and I'm so happy to share it with you guys, is about 6 weeks ago now, I was on the back of a boat. We were on a surf trip with the boys, and I was standing on the back deck, and I had about $100 in my account again. And I'm like, this is way different to other times that I've had $100 in my account. Way different. What's happening here? I felt completely at ease. I felt so abundant. And there was the shift. There was a huge realization. It's like, you know what? I simply trust in myself. I trust in the ability that I have to sit in this state of authenticity, of trust, of belief, of knowing. In knowing that there's more to come. And so, what does it look like in the dream self of me with $100? And what does it look like in the version of myself that is operating from a place of lack and of want and of fear and of stress and of rush and hurry? what is the difference here? There's a huge difference. And so I'm standing on the back of the boat and I'm like, yes, sir. Let's go, skipper. More to come. And it's such a beautiful feeling because I know that's success. I know it's this ability to, no matter the external environment, be at so at peace internally, so in abundance internally, and playing with this reality like it's a game, because it is. And it's really cool. So it's asking the questions, what do I love enough to change for? Who do I love enough to change for? What does, in 12 months' time, how does the dream version of myself, how do they look? How do they feel? What's the energy that they're showing up in their days with? How are they standing out on the back deck? How are they sitting down to record a podcast? How are they showing up in their business? How are they leading their team? And here's where the external reality, what's happening in your environment, doesn't matter, because you have the ability to not necessarily need your environment to be perfect. You don't need the money to be in your account. You don't need your weeks to run so smoothly and so peacefully. Because over time, you've shown your nervous system that in uncertainty, you can be so at ease. You can be so peaceful in uncertainty. And in fact, if life was just peaceful, are you truly stepping into your edges? Are you truly stepping outside your comfort zone? And so without the evidence of your dream life, can you call on your trust? Can you call on your belief? Can you call on your conviction? Can you walk in the shoes of your dream self when your environment isn't reflecting your dream? You know, can you start that business without the evidence of it being successful right now? Can you step into the leader that you've always known was there deep down without anybody reflecting to you that they're following? You know, can you lead yourself? Can you lead your family? Can you lead in your household? Can you lead with your own health? You know, can you do what you said you were going to do when nobody else is watching? Can you start to walk in the shoes of your dream self today? You know, and here's where I firmly believe that it's a decision. It's a decision to walk in the shoes of your dream self. no matter what's happening in your external environment. Here she is.
Hi, Minnie. Hi, Mama. Hello, darling. What's wrong, sweetie? Oh, bully girl. Hi, babe.
Hello, Matilda. How are you?
Minnie.
You know what I mean? Can I continue to provide so much value on this podcast, even with the interruption of my future wife? Can I be so at ease with her coming in and giving me a big smooch on the lips, even when I'm recording this podcast and sharing it with the world? And so know it to be true. Know that whatever's calling you into greater levels of leadership, whatever's calling you into a greater future, whatever's calling you out of this pain that you may be experiencing right now, know that it's there for you. It's there for you. The pain that you may be experiencing right now, can you sit in that? Can you face that? And can you be okay with there being more pain? Can you be okay with fully facing everything that you're moving through right now, welcoming that pain, and using that for the moment, using that pain as your fire up the arse right now? Pain's the teacher. Pain's there for a reason. So move into it. Number 2 is, what do you love enough to change for? What do you love enough to change for? Number 3 is, what's the dream reality look like for me? What does it look like and how does it feel? Number 4 is belief, belief, belief. Trust in your path. Know it to be true. Believe in yourself. I honestly think that those who have a deep sense of belief and don't give up and have patience on the journey, these are the ones who, as you go into number 5, begin to just walk the path and embody the truest version of themselves and begin to attract opportunities and begin to create from a space of abundance and begin to step in to a different reality. No longer are you sitting in the story of fear. It's okay to experience fear, of course, and along your journey there will still be fears that show up. There will still be you'll probably just be living in uncertainty. You'll be living in uncertainty and get more comfortable with that. And that shows the expansion of your nervous system. That shows the ability that you have to, again, no matter your external circumstances or environment, you can be strong and steady and at peace. You're walking in the shoes of this desired future reality. And from here, it gets clearer. The clouds are no longer around. You can clearly see the top of the mountain. And then all you have to do is just worry about the next step and the next step and the next step. You're beginning to listen deeper to yourself. You're starting to live in your true self. You're starting to embody the life that you truly desire to live. And it's a decision. So can you decide to live that life today? Guys, thank you for coming along on this short and sharp episode, 25 minutes or so. It's been a cool ride this year, and I'm excited to continue to share these podcasts and share these YouTube clips. And if you're someone who's really resonating with this and you'd like to dive deeper and actually be immersed in an environment, in a nest of other inspired, aspiring leaders and entrepreneurs and people who have a vision for their future, then that's what I'm doing. I'm your guy. This is the space for you. So we've got a few options for you. The first one is what's called exploring potential. This is where I jump in every single week and just launch in there. Streams of consciousness. We have amazing conversations and thought-provoking ones. You guys will get first access to any events that we have upcoming. So if you're an aspiring leader, entrepreneur, or visionary, that space is for you. You can apply and jump in that in the show notes. Number 2 is Basecamp. And Basecamp is a 6-month container it's a solo journey. Like, you're on that journey yourself, but you're tucked under my wing, right? And you're immersed in a space that we've got access to. Private content. There's a workshop. I should say workshops galore. There's about 4 hours of workshops in there that I've done in a similar fashion as to this. Just sit down and go through and dissect and pick apart some life-changing topics. So that's all immersed in Basecamp, and then there's 6 days in Bali with the crew in a private villa, just going to town on what your future dream reality looks like and how to truly pull that in. So yeah, I'm excited. As much as it's your own journey, you're also having the opportunity to meet like-minded people at Basecamp. It's like we're building this community of people who are, this is what's cool. The more you surround yourself with people who believe in you just as much as you believe in yourself, you're getting this feedback loop of like, yeah, this is my life. Like, I will do this. And they're giving you that feedback. And it's just like this big swirl of fucking positive energy. And it's palpable. So that's Basecamp. We have got applications now open. So if that sounds like you can apply below. And lastly, I only work with 4 people at a time, but it's called the Summit 1%. And this is for people who want to dive in one-on-one for either 6 months or 12 months under the wing. So if that sounds like you can apply via coachcrawf.com. But thank you so much for being here today, guys. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Sending you heaps of love.